What's going on, guys? Dylan Conrad, Coach Con Diesel. Before you even do anything with your life right now, click the like button or dislike if you don't even like my content. Click the notifications, turn that on so every time I post something, you guys know I only post the most fire stuff. Come on. Click the notifications so every time that I post something, you'll get notified. Anyways, I want to talk to you guys today about the top 5 fat loss mistake that I've personally made and see a lot of clients make themselves. And this video is really to help you out if you've made mistakes and to make sure that you don't make any of these mistakes in the future. Number 1, okay, and this is in no order of importance, but number 1 is going too deep into a caloric deficit. So you need about 500 calories of a deficit to lose about a pound or 2 of fat per week, okay? And if you're in a deeper deficit, say 1,000, even 1,500, it's gonna kick on some insane hunger signals, override any type of logic in your brain, and you're gonna get inevitably binge. If you are in like 1,000 or 1,500, even more of a deficit, it's not if or when. It's not if, but it's when that you're gonna binge, okay? So set your deficit at 500, maybe 250 even start. Slow is the name of the game. You wanna be eating as much as you can while losing body fat and being as small of a deficit as you can. You wanna think, what's the minimum effective dose? Okay, don't go into a quick fix and I need to lose all this body fat. No, think long term, what do I wanna be in a year, okay? So that is number 1, going to a deficit, too big of a deficit. 2, when you're in that deficit, not eating enough low calorie, low dense foods. What I mean by that? Fruits, vegetables, things that are going to protein, very lean protein, things that are going to expand a lot in your stomach and make you feel full and satiated. Because if you have 2 scoops of peanut butter, or if you have a bunch of veggies and some fruit, that is going to fill your stomach up way more than the peanut butter, right? Obviously, yeah, have your peanut butter in there, have some things that are actually enjoyable so you can adhere to the diet better, but you want to expand that stomach as much as you can so you feel full when you're in a deficit and losing body fat. Okay, it will make it a lot more enjoyable, a lot more manageable, and your adherence will be really, really good. Okay. Number 3, not sleeping enough. This is huge, and the reason why is obviously if you're not sleeping enough, the physiological processes that are responsible for your metabolism, your hormones, everything just aren't going to happen as well as they would be if you get enough sleep and recovery. So it's going to slow everything down. It's going to slow the fat loss process down. So even if you're crushing your training, you're doing enough cardio, you're eating perfectly, you're in that deficit, you're executing. If you took 2 of those people and they were identical twins, right, and they were doing those 2 things, but one was sleeping less than the other, the person that's sleeping more is gonna see way better results, okay? Also, not sleeping enough, it's like being drunk, okay? And we all know that we can't make great decisions when we're drunk. So sleep more, make better decisions, and have your metabolism and everything in your body work the way it should be so you can lose as much body fat as you can. Number 4, punishing yourself when you have a cheat night or you go over your calories or whatever it is. I see this over and over again. People, they'll fall off their diet or they won't train for a while, and then they'll go balls to walls. They'll hit 2-hour training sessions of all cardio, super high intensity for 4 days straight, and they'll go into a super deep deficit. Guys eating 1,300 calories and doing that much cardio. They're probably in 1,000 or 1,500 calorie deficit, which we will go back to number 1. That is not if, it's when that you're going to binge and you're going to fall off the track, okay? So don't punish yourself. When you fall off, it's water on the bridge. It's never a failure. It's only a failure if you don't go back the day before and say, what did I learn from that? What can I do next time to, if it was a social pressure, if it was, a late night craving, if you didn't sleep enough, what can I learn that caused that trigger for me to not adhere to my diet? And what can I do next time? What's the game plan that I can implement so next time that happens, we have a strategy for it. And it's not the short game. We're not trying to if you fall off once, oh my God, I have to reset everything. No, it's you fall off once, it's not gonna kill you. Just go back to the same deficit you were before, okay? Stick to your training the way you were before, and it's gonna flush out. Most of that stuff that you overate, it's a lot of water retention, is gonna flush out quick. You'll be right back to where you were within a week if you have great adherence. So don't quote me on that, but a week, okay? Number 5, and this is one I have been super guilty of, is not doing any or not doing enough cardio. And so I do a lot of strength training. I weightlift, that's what I do. That's my form of activity. I like building muscle. That is how you build muscle, right? But you do need some calories out so you can stay in that caloric deficit and lose body fat. If you are not doing any cardio and you're already eating in 1500, you're not seeing any 1500 calories, and you're a man that's 230 pounds, and you're not seeing any progress, it's probably because you're not doing any cardio, right? The other thing I see is people doing not enough cardio hard enough, right? So if I were gonna rank the cardio equipment, I would say elliptical is number one. I would say running outside is number two. Number three is the rower, but I don't like that because you're just doing that too much. But you want to do 3-hour-long sessions per week. Start there, and each week you want to go harder than the last time, as Coach Greg Doucette always says. You want to put whatever you had last week, right? So if you're training 3 hours, whatever the intensity or the wattage was that you put into that bike or that you put into the elliptical, you want to beat that the next week so you can have a new stimulus, so you can have progressive overload, and you can get even better at that, and you can become more of an efficient, effective calorie burning machine. So if you're not doing any cardio, or you're not doing at least 3 hours of cardio, I would start there. And also what's really cool about adding a cardio in it is it'll allow you to eat more food, right? And so if we're doing more cardio, it's putting us a couple hundred calories of more of a deficit. We can eat that much more food, which will make the diet and the caloric deficit a lot more manageable, a lot more maintainable, okay? So those are 5 of the top fat loss mistakes that I see from my clients, that I've done for myself, and that I do not want you guys to make. So please do not make these mistakes. If you want to see more stuff like this, hit the subscribe button, turn notifications on. If you're interested in coaching, at Coach Condiesel, Coach_Condiesel, DM me, or you can fill out an application on my Instagram. Yeah, that's about it, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Coach Condiesel, signing off.